You're here because you're wondering about anxiety symptoms. Well, this video I'm going to talk solely about the physical symptoms of anxiety, something we don't talk enough about. First off, as always, if you're new here, I talk about mental health and the ways that I feel. I talk loads about anxiety as well as a whole host of other topics on here. So please make sure you subscribe and always turn on the notifications so you know each and every time I post a video. So let's jump straight in. Today I'm going to talk solely about the physical symptoms of anxiety, and I'm going to tell you 7 of the main physical symptoms that I experience and what they feel like to me, and I'm sure you're going to relate to some of them yourselves. And at the end as well, I'm going to give you a little bonus of how I combat that and how I try and manage and keep on top of those physical symptoms. So let's jump in. Heart popping out of my chest. I think every single person who struggles with anxiety knows about this one, yeah? And this is one of the ones that's with me quite a lot in my life, but I would say this one is prevalent when I've got nothing to do, yeah? When I do a lot of working from home, like I'm doing this week, like after a few hours of just being sat there and trying to get on with my work, that's when you just feels like you feel your heart sometimes, and it's not even pounding, right? But there's this sense that it's pounding out of your chest, and it just makes no sense whatsoever. This one I'm calling inner shakiness, right? And it's that feeling, it almost feels like my whole skeleton, right, and my whole insides and every one of my organs is rattling and shaking inside of me, right? And this is like not like necessarily the shakiness that you can see in your hands that I do get, but this is like I call it an inner shakiness, yeah? And like I say, you can't see it. I might look very stern and very straight, but I just feel like my whole inside of my body is shivering. Sweatiness. Oh, it's a gross one to talk about, right? And I don't just mean sweaty palms, although I get that, and I get sweaty feet as well. I mean like when I'm really anxious, sometimes in the night I can wake up with it. But quite often as well during the day I can get it, and if my anxiety's like at a real height, yeah, it can make me not smell great as well, yeah. Especially with all the public speaking I do when I go out on these platforms. I used to finish, and because of like the excitement and the anxiety of public speaking, I'd be sweaty, and people want to come and say hello, and it would make me further embarrassed and heighten the anxiety, yeah. Again, this is another stupid one, but it is peeing all the time, right? It drives me mad. It's embarrassing when I go and meet people sometimes, you know. I'll do like networking or meeting up with people that I don't know, and it just must look stupid that I need to go to the toilet literally every half an hour at best. Yeah, it's a nightmare when I'm traveling around, and you know the worst thing about it is I will make myself anxious at the fact I'll think I haven't had a pee for a while, yeah, so then I'll think, oh, I'm blatantly gonna need to go in a minute, and then I'll need to go straight away, and it comes straight on me like that, and it is on me, and it's so hard to tackle. And when I gotta go, I've gotta go. Tummy ache. Now this is one I think a lot of people actually suffer with, and they don't link it to that anxiety, but the specific one that I have, and you know, when I'm dealing with some kind of stress or difficult situations, sometimes I now know when this is really on me, this one, and it's almost like a gnawing inside of my stomach. It's like there's something in there scraping around inside my tummy, and it can cause me like a real tummy ache, yeah. And you know, with that, it can give me, I'm just gonna say it can give me constipation and or diarrhea, right? It can go either way, yeah. You know, with that, sometimes anxiety can make me I'll just eat to like trample all over my anxiety, and sometimes I won't be able to eat because of that gnawing feeling in my stomach. Next one is the twitch, yeah? Who knows about the twitch in the leg when you're in bed and your leg's just going like that, and you wake up sometimes in the morning and then the leg's going, yeah? Oh, it's a nightmare. It's actually one I've got on top of a little bit more of late, but certainly when I didn't know what it was and my anxiety was at its worst, right? In the night, my legs would be like, they'd be going flat rates, yeah? And again, that's all anxiety, and sometimes I can get it in like different parts of me. I get it in my eye, so when I'm anxious I do that. But yeah, often it's most prevalent in my legs and most noticeable in my legs. Headaches. I got headaches all my life and they were never ever linked to a feeling of anxiety, but I can tell you that categorically now, when I'm feeling anxious, when I'm trying, and it's when I'm feeling anxious and I don't want to feel anxious, or I'm somewhere where I shouldn't feel anxious, that's when it turns into a headache, because that's me pushing it all in. But with that as well, by the way, when that anxiety is on me like that, it can make the old shoulders go up, yeah, so then I can get a lot of tension in my back and I can get backaches. I suffer with a bad back. I absolutely guarantee you that's to do with stored up emotions, not just anxiety, but my bad back is a mental health problem. That's something that I'm gonna I'll make a video on in and of itself. So yeah, but the anxiety can create aches in me everywhere. And this is the bonus, right? For me, if you've never tried them, start to practice regular body scans, right? And what they are is when you do scans of the body, there's lots of stuff on YouTube. Just type in body scans on YouTube, yeah, body scan meditation or body scan mindfulness. And doing them regularly, what they helped me to do is become much more in touch with my body. And so they help in and of themselves when I'm doing them, but they also teach me how to search my body and look through my body. And they make it much easier for me to pick up on feelings and emotions that are stored within me and that might be causing me anxiety. And so like every kind of routine, you need to do it regularly and you need to practice. But honestly, when you do, they're another game changer. So there you go, there's 7. I hope you try and get on the bonus that I've given you at the end as well there, because it really has changed the game for me. And look, like everything with anxiety, this isn't about getting rid of my anxiety, because I don't know if I ever will. This is about living my best life in spite of my anxiety, and that's how I beat anxiety. But make sure you like and always subscribe, as I've mentioned before, and I'll see you again soon.